The reason why your ex seems like they don't care about you after the breakup is because they go through what we call the relief phase. Hey, I'm Coach Benny, and I help people get their exes back. And before I did this, I was a dating coach for about 5 years, where I had to pay a lot of attention to how to create attraction in other people. And it could really be deceiving after a breakup because somebody just they break up with you out of nowhere sometimes, and the reasons don't always make sense, and then all of a sudden they either have somebody new, or if they don't, they just aren't going to listen to anything you have to say. They can be cold, they can be distant, they can just leave you on red. There's all these things that happen that make you feel almost like you've been discarded. And what I want you to know is that this is a phase. After somebody makes up their mind to break up with you and they actually go through with it to tell you, that they're gonna do it, their minds aren't gonna be so easily changed. So if you're writing them a letter, you're like trying to logic them into, some other decision or whatever, they've already made up their mind ahead of time. There's nothing you can do about that. And that's part of the reason why they're so closed off, because they don't want for you to change their mind because they've made up their mind, previously. So again, after the breakup, once they've made up their mind, they're going to go into what we call the relief phase, and that, depending on what their attachment style is, that can last like a week all the way up to maybe 3 months. And during this time, they're going to be super closed off to you, cold, and you're really not going to get anywhere with them. And by the way, when they're in this relief phase, you're going to see on their socials that they're doing all this new stuff. They seem like super happy. They're like maybe dating other people or hooking up with other people. It's going to seem like you almost never mattered or never existed. And then later, if you've been in no contact and actually doing the right things and not reaching out to them, they're going to start to miss you and wonder what it is that you're up to. And this is when they exit the relief phase. They start going into the curiosity phase. Whenever they hit you up in the curiosity phase, in other words, they're actively messaging you, it doesn't mean that they want to get back together right away. So this is where a lot of people fall into a trap. But if you play your cards right and you don't get over enthusiastic about when they hit you up, if you like keep it in check with their effort level, if you do that, you're going to convert them into that curiosity phase into anxiety, where now all of a sudden they're going to be reactive to you. They're going to be wondering where they stand with you. They're going to be potentially interested in getting back together eventually, as long as you play your cards right during the curiosity phase. Now, getting through all this is extremely emotionally difficult, and I want to be able to help you with this process. So click into my profile, click this link right here, and set up a call with me. Tell me your story, and I'll give you a step-by-step plan catered to your situation to get your ex back.